Hi, Van Kippers again. Today is just a very quick video of our DIY roof rack system, and I'm going to be fitting a domestic solar panel to the blue van, which is our second build. Again, this isn't a how-to video, this is a what I've done video, and I kind of prefer them because it just gives you the idea, and then you can develop your own method of fitting your own stuff to your own van, and perhaps you'll come up with even better ideas than me. So let's get into it and see how we get on. So here we are, another beautiful day at Costa Crasta, and this morning we're going to be fitting a solar panel to the van, but not this one. It's going to be fitted to this one, van number 2. And what I'm going to do is explain the differences in how I've fitted it. Now on this van, right at the very beginning of the build, I got some 21mm 1.5mm wall Unistrut type channel section, and I've bolted it and Sikaflexed it to the roof of the van. And obviously I've done that down both sides. Now the advantages of that is that if you're ever to fit any factory fitted accessories later on, you've still got all of these that are still accessible. And today we've just got some cross members on which are not tightened down yet, and they will be made to fit the size of the panel, which I'll show you in a moment. So the longitudinal, for want of a better word, channel sections, they are 3 meters long. They cost £25 each and are heavily galvanized. Just watch for the grade of the galvanizing on them. Get the best one you can get your hands on. They are attached with 3 stainless steel 10mm nuts and bolts, obviously heavily Sikaflexed around about, and I've just put a thin bead of Sikaflex down the full length of the channel just to hold it securely to the van. So anyway, at a van meet, a person said to me, "Ooh, I don't like the idea of drilling 6 holes in the top of my van. What if they leak?" Well, obviously the hole's the right size for the bolt, so you know, 10mm holes for a 10mm bolt is one thing. Then the Sikaflex on the threads, on the head, underneath, spacers, and then it's all Sikaflexed all the way around. I'm not expecting that to leak at all. But the crazy thing is, that same person who wasn't happy about the 6 bolt holes was more than happy to boast that, "Oh, and I've just put a skylight in my van." Well, hang on a minute, he's just cut a 40cm square hole in the top, and he doesn't seem to be too worried about whether that'll leak or not. Well, obviously the greater risk is on the skylight. So if you're at the beginning of your build, just crank on and fit these, because when you see the panel go on here, and you'll see how much more versatile it is, and for a grand total of 75 quid, it's a very, very robust and cheap roof rack system, which is infinitely adjustable really. So anyway, let's go and have a look at the panel, and then later on we'll get Mrs. Kipper out here to help me get it bolted to the roof. So as you've seen, this is quite a big panel. It's obviously a domestic one, and of course on the roof of the van it's going to be subjected to potentially a bit of bouncing around, unlike if it was fitted to the roof of a house. So what I've done is I've just taken a couple of bits of 2x1, painted it white, and Sikaflexed them to the rear side of the panel, just in an attempt to minimize any flexing in there, stiffen it up a wee bit, and give it a bit more support. So now we're going to take it out to the van and offer it up to the roof and get it bolted down. So we've got it half on. We've spared you the entertainment of watching us trying to get it up onto the roof, and now we've just got to line it up, and then the rear rail is still loose, so I'll just adjust that backwards and forwards to suit the length of the actual panel, and we'll just crack on and come back to you in a couple of minutes. Yeah, spring on the bottom. Just sort of locate it in approximate position, then we'll come back to that and put it correct later on. I just didn't want to forget to put it in at all.
Right, oxymet position is there.
Okay, no problem. And then we'll just bump the whole panel 2 inches to your left. Okay. Bit more, because I need access to that bolt on your right side, you see. That's it. Thank you. Okay then, so that's it on. And unlike the corner brackets, if I wish, I can slide the whole panel that way if suddenly I need some more space on this side. But as it stands at the moment, I'm just going to keep it within the 2 longitudinal bits. I have kept it slightly over to the right because that'll give the opportunity to perhaps carry a canoe or whatever on there if somebody wants to do that. I'm sure we'll make use of it somehow. So back when I did this van, I bought the corner brackets because, not knowing any better, I thought, well, that's what you're meant to use. And of course it's been on now since 2019, no problems whatsoever. I didn't rely on just Sikaflex, mind, I also bolted those through. But of course the limitation of this is as panel technology changes, or if this panel fails, unless I get exactly the same size panel, I'm pretty much stuck. These are going to have to come off and I'm going to have to come up with a better system. So with the Unistrut on the other van, you can see that you've actually future-proofed any changes in dimensions because you can sort it there and then. And I think, looking from here, I'm actually very pleased at how that's sitting on the other van. There's about 1.5 inches clearance underneath, so it's quite flat to the van, and it should allow enough airflow underneath to keep the panels cool, which of course is what you want anyway. So by using the 21mm depth of Unistrut, it keeps it just nicely off the van. I did use the heavier gauge for the cross pieces. The cross pieces clear the top of the van by roughly 3/4 inch, and I'm well pleased with that. And as I say, the versatility of adding bits to it across the front, across the back, of the sides, it's just so versatile. 75 quid, can't go wrong. Mind, having said that, if you've got the budget and you want to push the boat out a bit further, you could buy stainless steel. However, from what I could see, that's about 70 to 80 quid a length, so that would make it 240. But still, I think it's a pretty good option. So if that was of any use to you, please like and subscribe my little video, and look forward to seeing you on the next one.